The final 30 seconds before you reach for that toy can shape the next 30 days of your dog's trust in you. In that tiny window, most owners accidentally turn an ordinary gift into a confusing rejection that teaches their dog to stop trying. You watch the toy hit the floor with a soft thud. You catch a quick glance. You notice the tail hover halfway up, then settle. You see your dog create distance, then lie down facing away like nothing happened. The minute before you pick it up, your dog must decide whether you are safe to approach again. You think you are being polite by not grabbing it, but your dog does not understand polite. Your dog understands contingency, predictability, and whether your hands make good things happen. You can hack this system by running a 10-second checklist. You track where the toy lands, at your feet or a few feet away. You watch whether your dog reorients toward you or keeps the shoulder turned. You notice mouth tension, loose lips or a tight clamp. You read tail carriage, soft and sweeping or stiff and still. You check whether your dog offers a second approach. You see this pattern described by veterinary behaviorists and applied animal behavior research as reinforcement history mixed with approach avoidance conflict. You imagine two identical dogs. You lunge for the toy in one home, and you wait and invite in the other. By the end of the week, you get two very different dogs. Once you can read the pattern, you can stop guessing and start choosing the right response. You see one behavior, but you can have 8 different motivations underneath it. You decode the motivation, and you stop calling it stubbornness. Reason 1 is invitation without pressure. You get the toy, and your dog tests whether you will follow their pace. Reason 2 is resource safety. You get the toy, and your dog tests whether you grab and keep, or trade and return. Reason 3 is approach avoidance conflict. You get the toy, and your dog wants connection but doubts the intensity. Reason 4 is an attention probe. You get the toy, and your dog tests whether calm bids work, not just noise. Reason 5 is learned history. You get the toy, and your dog tests whether bringing objects predicts loss or scolding. Reason 6 is self-soothing. You get the toy, and your dog uses it like an emotional handrail near you. Reason 7 is social referencing. You get the toy, and your dog checks your mood before committing. Reason 8 is control of distance. You get the toy, and your dog tests whether closeness can happen without pressure. To fix this, you must respect what your dog is protecting. Veterinary behaviorists often frame guarding prevention around predictable exchanges, because predictability lowers defensive behavior. You also see in applied learning research that reinforcement drives repeated bids, so your response writes the next attempt. You picture what happens when you snatch the toy and throw it hard every time. You think you are giving fun, but your dog learns that closeness equals chaos. By the time you reach for the toy, your dog is already rehearsing the walk away. Now that you know the 8 reasons, you can spot the 2 owner mistakes that break trust fast. You can do everything right all day, then ruin the moment with one reflex. Mistake A is the grab and launch reflex. You see the toy, you reach fast, and you fire it like you are starting a game. You think you are rewarding play, but your dog does not understand fun. Your dog understands predictability and consent. You see this most clearly in sensitive dogs. You reach suddenly, your dog flinches, and your dog walks away to regain control. The toy was not the point. Your hands were. Mistake B is the ignore and scroll response. You see the toy, you stay still, and you keep your attention elsewhere. You think you are not reinforcing demand behavior, but your dog experiences social silence after a vulnerable approach. This is the consequence reversal that stings. By the time you finally engage, your dog has already learned that bringing you something is unreliable. So your dog starts walking away sooner next time. You hear force-free trainers and behaviorists emphasize consent-based play for a reason. You avoid inadvertent punishment of calm bids, because calm bids are attachment in disguise. You imagine 2 households. You always grab in one, and you always invite in the other. You watch the walk away become either a passing trust test or a permanent habit. The golden rule of toy bids is this: your dog must feel safe before your dog feels playful. Now you install a routine that answers all 8 reasons without guessing. You do not need perfect timing. You need the same micro routine every time. Step 1 is simple. You freeze your hands for one breath. You soften your shoulders. You turn slightly sideways, because pressure travels through your chest like a spotlight. Step 2 is your invitation. You give gentle attention with relaxed posture, then you invite rather than reach. You pat your leg or point to a spot near you, so your dog controls the approach. Step 3 is the trade and return pattern. You offer a second toy or a small treat, then you give the original toy back quickly. You think you are giving something up, but your dog learns nothing gets stolen. You can hack this system because bringing things to you starts a predictable loop. Step 4 is intensity matching. If your dog stays close, you do short, low arousal tosses. If your dog steps away, you switch to calm praise or a chew break, because distance is data. Step 5 is the ending. You pause briefly, then you release your dog to settle. The toy does not become a trap where play never ends. You see this built on differential reinforcement and predictable exchanges used in behavior modification. You reinforce the approach you want, and you remove the surprise your dog fears. You run this for 7 days. You watch the distance shrink. You watch the reapproach speed up. By the time you reach for the toy, your dog is already choosing you. Once you can run the routine, you need to know when the toy behavior is not cute, but a signal to adjust the environment or call a professional. You also watch for red flags that change the plan. You notice a stiff body over the toy. You see hard staring. You see freezing when you move. You stop reaching, and you prioritize safety. You adjust by adding distance, using 2 toy trades, lowering arousal, and practicing short sessions when your dog is already calm. You consult a veterinary behaviorist or certified behavior consultant if you see snapping, escalating guarding, or generalized anxiety. You are not teaching fetch. You are teaching that closeness is safe and predictable. If this changed the way you view your dog bringing you a toy, do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button. We don't do generic advice here. We translate behavior science into simple routines you can actually run in real life. Let me know in the comments, when your dog walks away, how far do they go, and do they look back at you? Until next time, stay calm and stay consistent.